everybody. All right, it is Monday, September the 8th, 6:30 p.m. Let the Grantville City Council work session come to order. Mr. Grieshaber, please.
First item, Mr. Mayor and council members, is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-11 to amend section 301 of the charter to establish a Parks and Recreation Department and for other purposes.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell is in court, so he is not here this evening. This is one to make it a department, a fifth department of the city of Grantville. It does require a charter change, however, since it does not change the form of our government, it's not one we have to go to the state legislature and do all that. It is fairly extensive from the fact we have to advertise and do a lot of other things. The other thing I want to add is adding this department, to create the actual department and the additional costs are not budgeted for this year, coming year. So it will probably have to fall into the following year's budget, in other words, October 27. So with that discussion.
But with that, we can get it set up
Mm-hmm.
and in motion now,
Yes.
which was our plan.
Yes. That's the plan, to plan ahead.
Okay.
So the plan is to create 5 departments and you've got 4 council members. How are you going to assign committees?
We'll have to do some creative math.
I don't know, the mayor can take one.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is this council member?
Well, I think we can
We can amend that if we have to.
we can amend that if we need to. So that's just creative math we have to do. Okay?
Second item,
This,
discussion on first
Hold on, we
reading.
got one more question. One more question.
yeah. This is amendment to the charter.
Mm-hmm.
City attorney's not here. I was just wondering, is there any way to have some kind of legal representative here when the city attorney's not going to be here?
I don't,
Does he have anybody in his office he could send to?
no,
sit
he
there
does
and sit
not,
there?
and he is our city attorney. Now, understand,
Yeah, he
we will
was-
there will be 3 more council meetings before this is voted on.
I'm sure he'll be here for one of those.
He'll be here for one of those.
Okay, so we're just putting this into place, we're not establishing any, there's nothing in the budget,
Mm-mm,
there's no staff,
mm-mm.
No,
you're gonna have a department with no,
We're making
what
it to where it
about
can
job
happen.
descriptions for a department?
Again, once the department is created, there will be,
it'll take us to almost the end of the year to get it created.
correct, and then to define what the department's, not to define the department's role, but to define the responsibilities of the department. Because right now, it will really fall across several departments, but we need to flesh all that out.
So does that mean you're going to take the funds out of the police department,
No,
put it into the Parks and Rec
no,
department?
we're not taking any funds out of anywhere.
So what is the reason for creating the department? I don't understand, if you're not gonna make
Mr. Clark?
any changes, who put this on the agenda?
Because, we need to establish a department, full-time department for recreation, as other cities have around here already established. I mean, Public Works has no business doing recreation stuff. I mean,
Or police department?
we shouldn't be asking our public works guys to be hauling chairs for rec centers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why we need, a regular department with a, qualified director that can handle everything that has to do with that kind of thing that the city promotes and, establishes. I mean,
And we don't think this is gonna happen overnight. This is just getting this set up so that it will be in preparation for what is to come.
yeah, you know, it's gotta be in place to even have it start. I mean,
Do you have a description of what department is gonna handle? There's nothing in here,
I have an
you
example I
still
put in
have
the
to work
email.
on it.
yeah, you know, I guess that's the one that Kate just
Yeah,
sent in.
the email I sent in had an example that I put
Yeah,
together.
so, you know, it's
It's
in the,
not written in stone, but it's in an
it's
example.
in the
that I-
agenda packet, yes, that had,
Describing the department.
yes.
Okay, well, I don't get a packet, so I have to wait to request one after this meeting, so I can see as a public record.
But,
So that's
I
why
mean,
I'm asking these questions.
you know, we're planning ahead here because, you know, all, you know, other cities have a separate department for, you know, like Parks and Rec. You know, and we're trying to move Grantland into the 2025 year.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll have some more questions when the city attorney's here.
Okay. All right, Mr. Shiver.
Next item,
And let's go ahead and combine the next two, please.
next two, okay?
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah, their discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-13 and 2025-14 to revise the qualifications for the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and the Beautification Board membership.
And just as a clarification, that historic preservation has been dropped off of this because of state requirements, that group has to be made up of citizens of Granville. All right, any discussion on these two? I think so.
Next item,
Hold on. Anything
Yeah, my
else?
discussion is the composition and how you come up with the members, and my recommendation that each council member, you know, recommend a member
Well,
for these
Well,
boards.
once this
so
is
that we-
established, then whoever wants to that falls in the criteria can come up here and fill out the application. Then it can come before the council, and then we can vote on who's the most qualified to serve on the board. Right now, we're down to how many members?
we can't,
They can't have a meeting.
none of the boards, with the exception of planning and zoning, can meet. They do not have enough members.
Well, I'm just talking about the process for
Yes, they're all welcome to come up here and fill out the application.
putting members on the board, and I think you understand what I'm talking about, because when I recommend someone, nobody will second it, and so I have no input into the process, and I feel it should be, I was elected like everybody else up here, that I should be able to recommend someone to serve on the boards. And that's my point, and that's the point that's my feeling, and that's my opinion, and each time this comes up, it's gonna be the same, because I think the way it's set up is not fair, it's not equitable.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chair.
Next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-15 to amend the zoning ordinance, Article 5, Section 5.3, permitted use schedule, Table 5.3, permitted use schedule, to add event centers.
Okay, so what this is there's a potential buyer of a building in Grantville who wants to turn it into an event center. And we can't give them a business license because we don't have event centers in the permitted use under commercial zoning. So this is all we're doing, is we're just gonna add event centers as a permitted use under commercial zoning for them and anybody else who might wanna come up with doing an event center.
So basically, it's a text edition.
It is, but it still is a change to the
Yeah.
zoning, which means it goes through, the only we don't have is putting signs up.
Gotcha.
Okay, discussion?
Are you talking about the church,
Yes,
right in the middle of a residential area?
that doesn't matter.
And
It's-
then
Well, there's no residential there.
It's surrounded by homes, residential homes.
Okay,
So,
it's zone commercial now. It's zone commercial now.
but it's always been a church, which has not been a problem. Now you're talking about an event center.
Mm-hmm.
which still has to follow all the noise ordinances that are in the city.
And have the surrounding property owners been notified?
They're not gonna be notified
What is the recommendation coming from the planning commission?
to approve this
They have discussed this
and voted and
this?
approved it, yes,
When did they do that?
about 2 months ago.
Okay.
Okay?
Has there been an environmental impact report?
This has nothing to do with any of that. Adding an event center, take it away from the purchase taking place, we're simply adding that as a category to the permitted use in the zoning. And let me just say this, if it was a church, it's still an event center, you still have traffic, you have tons of people parking 3-4 days a week. So it's really no different than having a church there,
So why do we have to have a different?
because they wanna buy it.
If there's no difference
It's
in.
not gonna be
Because we don't have church, it's not gonna be a church,
He's
it's,
talking about the
they want
traffic.
to create an event center to hold like
Profit.
weddings
Not-
and parties and all these other things. No, it's probably for profit.
That's what I said, not a
Yeah.
non-profit, it's gonna be
It's
for
gonna be
profit.
profit. And we don't have a zoning category called event center, therefore they couldn't get a business license. So we feel like we need to have event centers, because what if we have another event center come to Granville? We've got to be prepared. It's great.
So you don't see any problem with that, the way it's situated up there with that curve? You don't see no
Then we
problem?
should tear the church down and not have it at
I
all,
mean, it's
because
never been a problem for the church.
the church caused problems then. No, don't see a problem.
Well, when I look at it, I see a church is something that is kind of low-key. I mean, it's a
My
spiritual-
church, First Baptist, the parking is horrendous and it fills up 4 days a
Can
week.
be- Okay, now, I'm just want to share some things with you. Event centers, you can have, probably something like rap, have a rap,
Okay?
I mean, it's different than what you would be, people you would be attracting for a church. You'll be attracting all kinds of people for event centers, because it's all types of events.
Okay,
It could be a hard rock concert, it could be,
As
okay.
long as they
you know what I'm saying?
have a noise ordinance,
It'll be
it'll
fine.
be fine.
It'll be fine. They mind the noise ordinance? Good to go.
As long as they don't play too loud, right?
That's exactly it.
All right, okay,
Okay,
We'll get done by the time with it.
okay.
yeah.
All right.
As long as they don't jackbreak.
All right.
Yeah.
No
So we're
jailbreaking.
gonna prohibit that. Next item is a discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-16 to amend the noise ordinance to prohibit jackbreaking.
So just for everybody's information and anybody who watches this, Chief, would you please define jake braking for us?
It's a brake system used by air to stop a semi-truck with.
And it makes noise.
A lot of noise.
Allow.
They're pretty loud,
They
yeah.
can like shake a house.
All right,
Yeah.
that's what this is for. Okay.
And we have a problem now?
Yes, well, we've had some complaints, and that's why I put it on the agenda to be addressed on Bohanna Road and West Granville Road.
Oh.
Well, it'll cover all of Granville.
That's what I'm saying, but you know, those are
The
the
complaints
two
is
roads.
heard.
Sure.
Those are the two places where people have had issues with trucks doing that. You know, and as Granville grows, we will have more big trucks like doing a construction, and there will be more noise. You know, and the only way that they can use jake brakes is if, as, an emergency, that's it. No other reason, well,
Yeah.
yeah, emergency
Okay.
only.
All right.
In those two areas, do we have, surveillance cameras?
No.
Yeah, and it would be at the police department's, discretion if it, needs to be, enforced or not. Like everything else is pretty much when it comes to noise ordinances.
Okay. All right, Mr. Guscio.
Next item is discussion on second reading of ordinance number 2025-12 to amend the Georgia Municipal Association Defined Benefit Retirement Plan Adoption Agreement. Article 2, Section 15, Retirement Benefit Computation, B1A, flat percentage formula to 2% of final average earnings vice 1%.
And just as FYI, this item has been budgeted into the budget for 26-27, correct, Mr. Grishaber?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. All right,
What is
questions?
the projected cost? What is the projected cost of this? You said it's been put in the budget, how
Mhm.
much?
I-
125,000,
Okay.
125,000, that's for 1 year? So
correct.
each year after that, it'll be another 125, right? Or would it go up?
No, it'll probably go down
It'll go down.
because it's, the first year's a catch-up year.
Do you know how many employees this would be eligible for this increase?
All full-time employees, 35,
35, any part-time, or just, you have to be full-time?
correct.
Do we have any regular part-time?
Yes,
I don't have-
we have one in municipal court, we have one in the senior center.
Okay, well, does the language say regular employees?
It's
It
showing.
doesn't specify full-time or part-time, does it?
Yeah, I couldn't get it out of my mouth.
Huh?
Pardon me?
Doesn't the ordinance say regular employees? It doesn't specify part-time, full-time? Doesn't it just say regular employees?
No, it says full-time employees.
It says regular full-time employees?
Employees.
I'll look that up. Okay. Does not include any council members?
No,
Don't some cities include council members?
yes. The big ones,
The big ones?
the big cities, yes.
No small ones like us? No
Not to
small
my
ones our
knowledge.
size? Okay, no small cities.
Well, let's see, 2% of my $300 a month comes to $6, and I can put into my retirement.
Every little bit helps.
I know.
The service fee is $5.
I'm losing money again. I'm making 5 cents a minute based on the work I do. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we're done. Move on.
The next item is discussion on proposed parking lot project on West Broad Street next to the passenger depot. This is an idea to add 70 spaces. It'll be a linear parking space that will run parallel to Broad Street. In other words, we will pave part of the CSX right-of-way which faces Broad Street.
So, Mr. Grishaber, and we talked about this before, that it would be a good idea in the future to pave that, particularly as there are events, and let's say there's something a little more formal, and it's been raining, and ladies get out in high heels and they sink in it. We've talked about this. Just to kind of give some items that have to be done, we don't know if it's 70, a survey's got to be done, and of course, we have to get permission from CSX. So that requires a mission to God to find out if, CSX will let us. I'm not joking, really.
No, it is.
So, I know you guys have gotten some quotes, but I went ahead and budgeted it at 200,000 because nothing ever seems to cost what we think. This project, if approved, will go on the capital project plan.
Sounds good. I think we
Okay.
do that.
With date to be determined.
Was it included in the comprehensive plan at all?
This is a brand new idea.
When we had that,
The LCI,
yeah, was anything in there included about?
I didn't see that they showed the paved this. There was some other paving, but not this.
that one's the picture I showed you for the alleyway, the joint.
Yes.
Mhm.
This right here will give us enough parking for just about every event that we held in Grantville. over
Mhm.
Granville.
It's already the de facto parking lot
Yeah.
anyway.
Correct.
And who owns that land?
CSX.
Oh, they own the land?
Mhm.
So how,
They have to give us approval.
Well, the passenger depot is built on CSX land. The freight depot is on CSX land. So they commonly allow you easements to build or ground leases or whatever they provide with this.
They usually don't like allow anything within like 15 foot from like dead track.
Right.
Center track. Everything else is usually, negotiable.
Sure.
Once you get the right person involved. Or, you know.
Right.
have we spent this amount of money on any other project where we did not own the land?
Yes, the passenger
The
depot.
passenger depot, yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah?
Spent 125 grand to redo it.
Wasn't it more than that?
165.
Yeah, okay, well, even more.
I know the outside was sandblasted too.
Do we have any drawings of this?
No.
It's kind
Not
of hard to
yet.
to
Not
imagine
yet.
70 parking spaces. That's a
Well,
lot.
we don't know, that's
That's
why.
just the estimate.
That's an
from-
estimate, right. We have to, once this project is ready to move forward, we have to get it surveyed. Brennan will be involved with it, our city engineer. So, because I drove by today and I'm like, well, you're not gonna put one where the Comcast box is. You're not gonna put a parking space where the fire hydrant is. So, there's a lot of things that have to be looked at, so.
Probably, even at like bare minimum, we could get at least 55, 60.
I think 50 at a minimum we could get,
Mhm.
yes,
Which, would be a major, increase.
sure. Okay.
So I've got one more question. It would be a parking lot, and when the people get out of their cars, what about the sidewalk?
All that'll
That's
have to
what
be
the
part,
drawings-
that'll have to be part of the design.
We need to see that, how it's gonna,
Yeah, there'll be,
Look.
It will have, an ADA, handicap spots,
Mhm.
all that stuff. As required.
That's all part of the design. But we're not gonna begin a design until, for a while yet. Till we get CSX approval, there's no point in doing anything.
Yeah, this is just bringing it to the table. for
Just put it on the
discussion.
list.
Get on
Put it on the
list.
capital project list. Okay?
and the funding is coming from
Ultimately spliced.
SPOS funding.
Mhm.
And it's been approved by the planning commission.
No,
They are not involved.
Nobody has, even drawn up anything yet. This is gonna be,
Planning doesn't have to get involved.
They don't have to get involved?
No. It has nothing to do with zoning. Okay?
Mhm.
All right, with that, the business of the evening is concluded. We are adjourned.
Yeah, I think it was in, I'm not sure when I turned it in. I think I turned it in last week, so it should